Okay, last session was. Well, Sky, why don't you tell us what happened last session?
Um,
Suppose we should tell our watchers what game this is?
Tales of the Old Margrave?
Yeah, I suppose it would be on the label, but it's just whatever.
welcome to the Tales of Old Margreve. Um, I don't remember a lot and everything, but what I do remember is that at some point, I don't know if it was last night or if it was 2 nights ago, but at some point, uh, let's see here, we were cold. We found a place and we made a lean-to, and or not Verheis. Yeah, Verheis. Um, tried to explain how to make an igloo, which I had no idea about how to do, so we made a lean-to, and I think it was that night that he stumbled upon a leather strap that had potions that were yellow, and then he put them slyly into his bag of holding, and amazingly told us about them the next morning. And we figured out that they were potions of intellect or something along that line. And then we walked. And we walked and we walked and we walked with Eagle on my shoulders. And then found another campsite, not as great as the one prior. And we made another lean-to-ish thing. And I forget what happened after that. And then we're waking up.
You also saw a dragon fly overhead, and you spoke to Grishkara, who told you it was not them.
Yeah, there was that too. And Verheis is super excited to go kill a dragon. And after my speaking with Grishkara, I'm very weary about doing so.
Instantly, did you tell the rest of the party that you spoke to Grishkara?
No.
So, nobody else knows that it's not Grishkara for sure.
True.
All we know is that there's a dragon that keeps circling and making noise around us. And then I've said off as the player, wonder if she'll be upset if we kill him. But Verheis doesn't know if it's a happy dragon or not. But he's just becoming kill crazy. So, and then also Verheis has signed a pact with the Mace Demon.
Yes, he did.
Would you remind everybody what that pact was all about?
Once a week, he has to kill something, and the soul will go to the fiend. In essence, luckily, right now, his soul's not one of them.
So as long as he keeps the pact, then he doesn't have to lose his soul.
You never said that. I just said what was, the contract he signed. What happens beyond that? That's the only contract. Now, fiend is a fiend. You're screwed no matter what you do. So I'm ready to play.
You don't know that. I thought of three things while we were talking. Or while you guys were saying all that. And I can only remember one of them.
Keep a notepad.
I was just thinking that.
Okay, well, since it's time to get up, I get up and pack my gear up. And is there any food left from last night?
Sure. I mean, you guys use rations, so.
Yeah.
Rice is ready. He's over. Wait. We're last we talked. We were in order. Elroy's in the lead. Dorinda is in the middle. Or Elroy's in the lead with Eagle on his shoulder. Dorinda is the middle, and me in the back because Elroy's afraid of me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. That's good to remember.
That's right. He woke up and his back suddenly burst into flames. And when they go out, he just starts wandering around camp doing normal stuff like normal, not even commenting, saying anything about it. Nothing. Just. Yeah.
And I'm wearing his coat right now.
Arrow's coat, yeah. Okay, apparently snow is about 3.5 feet deep and is still falling, but only lightly.
Hence, I can't think. Is it Arden?
In this game, it's Eagle.
Eagle. Okay. Eagle has to ride on Elroy's shoulders because otherwise he would have to get a periscope out to see above the snow.
Pretty much. So are you guys gonna trudge on through the snow, or are you gonna try to find a place to wait it out, or what?
Elroy said he would lead, and we were following him. We were going to keep heading north until it's too bad to keep going, and then we build ourselves something if we need to.
Yeah, if it's not blizzard conditions, I would imagine that I would be good with just keep on going.
Verheis has his shovel out, just making sure that he doesn't have to trip over anything.
Okay. Arrow, give me a survival check.
Nice.
And anyone who wants to is welcome to give me a perception check to see what you perceive during the trip or during the march, I guess.
That's not too bad considering all the snow. Now, do we see anything besides white?
There is a whole lot of that, yeah.
There's some brown. Trees aren't completely white.
Sorry about that. Okay. With Elro in the lead, kind of um, plowing the way like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. Um, sorry, my mind keeps thinking about beavers.
No, they're hibernating right now. They're smart.
No, my dad and I just got this new game called Timberborn, and it's like a city building game. Only the people are beavers.
Damn it, Jeff. I mean, beaver. Yeah, beaver. Damn it.
What?
Well, that's what they do.
Beavers
Damn
make
things.
dams. You're making a city. I got the joke. It was good.
Yeah, he's trying to be funny.
Man, that went right over my head and hit me in the back of it.
Little ones in my head thought it was funny.
Okay, you continue heading northwest. The going is slow and cold. Luckily, the snow is not coming down particularly heavily at the moment. Um, you do see the occasional, um, maybe snow rabbit or I don't know, some sort of winter bird. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what kind of winter birds there are, but you do see occasional animals. Basically, what I'm trying to say. Um, Nothing terribly exciting. And round about the time lunch comes around, it does start to snow a little bit harder, but still not too bad. Um, First of all, you guys stopping for lunch?
Nah, we've been going through lunch because we're just eating rations. So
Are you guys actually taking those out of your inventory each time you're supposed to be eating a ration? As in
I
one,
think
one
I
a
am.
day?
Elro has not been because Elro has been grabbing leaves and stuff off of trees as we go.
Okay, but everyone else has Dorinda, Verheis. I guess Verheis just said he was.
Yeah, I forgot to do Eagle last night. So
I try to remember, but I always, take an extra one or two out every now and then just to make sure.
Okay.
hey, Matt, there it is.
Canada.
Sure.
Was that a typo or was that intentional?
That was intentional.
Still don't believe it was intentional.
Oh, it was. When I said it in my head, I was like, Canadian geese are, oh, well, nobody knows where Canada is because we're not in the real world. So, in Canada, yeah, it's a far off land, probably up north.
Gotcha. Okay, so you keep going through lunch. Um, and it's about that time, about lunchtime ish, that you guys notice that the snow seems to have stopped falling for now. Um, let's see. Let's see, Elro, as you're walking along, um, you notice that there's several sets of tracks seem to be going the same direction. Um, let's see, with a 20, you would recognize uh, one. There's feline tracks, big cat tracks, probably very similar to the ones you saw in the clearing. Um, there's also two sets of humanoid footprints or tracks. One of them is obviously wearing a pair of boots, and the other one appears to be barefooted.
I will point them out to the others.
Well, that person is obviously much tougher than I am because I couldn't do this barefoot.
Verhai says, let's follow and see who they are, since they're fresh.
Ulro shrugs and follows the humanoid. Are both the humanoid tracks, or all three, going the same way, or?
Yes. I wouldn't exactly say fresh. They looks like you're about half a day behind them, approximately.
Verhai ask Elro if he can determine age of all three, if they were all made at the same time, or if one would maybe following the other.
Just a sec.
He doesn't know. I'll check.
Would I be able to find that information out with that?
Well, give me another survival check with advantage. You can definitely tell that um, the humanoids are. It appears that humanoids are following the feline. Um, it says 25, so yeah, looks like the feline is about an hour ahead of the humanoids, and you guys are um, about six to 7ish hours behind them.
I will relay that information to the party. I will say, can I tell the age of the humanoids by the size of the tracks? The size of the foot per se.
They're 22. Definitely not children. They're definitely adult.
I will say, I'll point at the humanoid tracks and say, them follow that, pointing at the feline tracks. Go back to the humanoid tracks. Say them half 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 day forward us. That putting back at the feline tracks. Maybe hour from them.
Uh, can on the map? Can you point to where the tracks are headed?
Right now, it's basically the path you guys are following.
Okay, so we're following the. Okay, that's why I didn't know if it was bringing us outside. And I look at Oro and I ask, "Do you want to speed up?"
Oro will shrug and say, "You two keep up." Kind of been a question sound.
What's your speed?
It's less about mechanically speed and more about I don't know. It depends on how White wants to work this, but I would imagine with my ability of coldness and stuff and non-slippage that I would probably be quicker than y'all. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, I don't think I can go any faster. This is more than knee deep for me, and I'm struggling just to walk. But I'll try.
I can keep up.
I guess we will start walking with purpose.
Okay,
See
then
what
I'll
happens.
try.
Verice will help Dorinda when she needs it.
Okay. Um.
And Eagle grabs a hold a little bit stronger, a little bit more grip on Elra.
Verheis,
Yes.
can you tell the age or type of a person by the size of their boot?
Uh, one has no shoes on, so I was assuming he could. Oh, this one's got claws, or and only because of what it says of uh, recall the information about uh, the particular. Since he's, from what I understand, he's got a broad of the different types of humanoids. I don't know his skills, so that's why I was at. That's why I posted that. It wasn't a, hey, but the with the no feet or with the no shoes, I'd assume he'd know. Okay, this has claws. This doesn't. I know on a Pathfinder, he can tell you, hey, he's about 5'7" because of the weight that they have, or he's about 300 pounds, stuff like that. Normal tracking information. Where this is a bobcat, this is a thing that trackers can use.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm not going into that much detail.
That's fine. That's why I didn't press it.
Especially since you guys are probably going to ignore him anyway, because you've ignored every other sidetrack since we started on this trip.
We are currently headed towards them, damn it. Not like a beaver dam, but damn it.
On the beavers.
It's very addicting, okay? Don't knock it until you've tried it.
Try it.
I mean, the idea sounds ridiculous. I know, I understand that. But it's not. It's awesome. I've barely done anything but play it since we got it 4 days ago. Wow, really? Oh no.
I don't know how obsessed you are, so I have no idea.
Well, we'll just leave it to the beaver, okay?
Yeah, Jerry Mathers, right?
So anyways, come on, Beav.
I'm about this close to just turning off and be like, okay, I'm going back to my game. Be nice.
Being nice. Being funny, but being nice.
Uh-huh.
It's not our fault that your mind's in the beavers.
Anyway. So you guys are continuing to follow the tracks?
There's another kind of beaver that could fit in there too.
Don't.
That's where my mind went too.
I'm not going there because I don't want to go there. My game is innocent. Don't want to ruin it.
So innocent that anytime you get a bunch of them in a bed and there's still empty beds they can fill, they'd pretty quick have little beavers.
Well, that's kind of the point.
Yes, Elro will continue down the path that we are making, following the tracks.
Okay. Um,
And those, do they appear to be panther tracks like the ones we saw a few days ago, or?
big cat tracks, yeah. Not
Okay.
really panthers, but
Okay. I thought you said they were panthers.
well,
But-
they were about the size of a horse.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's pretty close. Whatever. A panther is a big cat.
Dire panther.
Yeah, something like a dire panther, maybe. We can go with that.
That's a real big cat.
Mm-hmm. About the size of a Clydesdale. Is that better? So there's lots of different kinds of horses. Okay, as you follow the tracks, um, it's roughly another hour or so passes. At this point, it's about um, roughly 4 hours until dark, where you see um, the track kind of starting to curve off towards the west. It's starting to, I'm sorry, not west, east, back towards the mountains. It's starting to leave the, um, basically the route that you're trying to follow to get to your destination.
I was told to follow it, so I'm following it.
Okay.
I think we need to reconsider our path, because if we turn east toward the mountains, we're going to miss our destination.
Have we caught up any on the footprints?
Give me another survival check.
Well, it's just
With a 20, um, you've cut up some, but it isn't much. You're maybe um, between 5.5 and 6 hours behind him at this point. Between 5 and 6 hours, closer to the six. Let's put it that way. Because within a half hour, that's kind of putting a little too detailed, too exacting.
Varys wants to continue to search. If we can catch up to him, since even if it just hits east, it's not that big of a. It's not like it's heading north. I mean south.
Yeah, I know, Verheist, you're wanting to go and kill something, but that's not our
We
primary
don't. We
mission.
don't know where this cave is. They maybe head to the cave.
Yeah, right.
That's the. We don't know. It's
Our
still
primary
heading
mission is north.
that we know of. We just know it's over in this area.
He's
I
right.
mean, we know.
You guys don't really know for sure where the cave is.
So that's he said. Follow the tracks because it's the first sign of people that we've known. It's not behind us. It's still somewhat in front of us, and still in the mountains.
I'm still in favor of going north.
Or you're the final decision. Follow tracks or go north.
Already stated that I was following the tracks because I was told to follow the tracks. So I'm following the tracks. If
Cool.
anybody else knows which direction north is, I don't know. But yeah, I was told to follow the tracks, so I've been following the tracks.
All right, I hope it's not a mistake.
Okay. So you start heading east into the mountains. Um, at this point, the trees kind of fall away. Well, thin out, I should say. They don't really disappear completely. But,
Do we have one of those Nomi squawk boxes to kind of help direct us toward the right place?
It was broke,
Yeah,
shattered.
yeah. That's kind of what I figured.
okay, you start heading east into the mountains. The trees kind of thin out a bit, and travel would get easier, except for at this point, instead of having to deal with the trees, you're now, the roots and vines that you might be tripping over. Now you have to deal with um, ice-covered rocks and climbing. Um, or at least steep paths. Luckily, the snow has stopped a bit, or has pretty much stopped at this point, and you're just dealing with what's on the ground. You continue following this for till nightfall. Which at which point would you like to try to find a place to rest, or keep going, or what?
I think we need to camp.
Laura will look for a place to camp-ish. These are getting spread out, so probably not a lean-to thing, but there's an outcropping of rocks or a small cave or nook.
Okay, Elro, give me either a survival or perception check. Okay. It doesn't take you long at all, and being familiar with the wilderness, you're able to lead the party right to a fairly safe. It's kind of like a an alcove in the side of the mountain. It's just kind of this 10-foot pocket of stone that's just kind of carved out of the side of the mountain. And it's protected pretty well from the wind, from all but the worst um, gusts and should warm nice. Should keep you nice and warm once you've got a decent fire lit.
I start gathering wood and start to build up a fire.
He searches for ingredients for soup. That's right.
Okay, give me. Okay, you got to look for ingredients for soup. How long do you want to look?
Eh, 30
Or
minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't find any. You don't find much of anything actually. A few grubs, a couple of tree roots. That's about it.
Yeah, he uses it for seasoning of water for like a tea, and then eats his rations.
Okay, that works. Elro, what are you doing?
Um, I'm gonna see if I can sense those humans within 5 miles of us. Humanoids, rather.
Am I still connected?
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry, it's muted. I said, give me a second. Let me fix this line.
Okay. I was about to say, we're all the way up there? Yeah, Melville, you did go up top.
Okay, sorry about that. Um, how long do you concentrate on this thing?
A minute.
For 1 minute? Um, give me a wisdom check. Okay, I'm kind of west, southwest of your location. Um, just just at 5 miles out, you can just barely sense something, but it's like it's just out of range.
West southwest is in the way that we just came from.
I'm sorry, east southeast.
Cool. And can I tell the number just within like just the two that we were tracking, or does it feel like more?
Um, like I said, you can just barely sense that it's there. You can't really get full detail on it. Um, whatever count there is, you can definitely tell that it's low.
Okay.
Um, so probably two, maybe a third person. You don't know for sure.
Okay. Um, I will then start looking for any rocks that I can pick up and move and try and make our area a little more secure for us. And I will plan on kind of being near the opening ish to block some of the wind as well.
So you're gonna try to move a rock large enough to close the opening. Is that what you're saying?
Not to close it, but to shield us better. If there's any like 50, 100-pound rocks around.
Sure. Go and give me an athletics check. Okay. You found this great big um sheet of rock. It's almost like a slab of shale that came off the mountain somewhere. It's just kind of lying, cockeyed against the wall, the side of the mountain, and it's like a 5 by 6, 2 inches thick kind of thing. And you managed to bring it back to the opening and position it essentially like a door.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah. Tell them make more not cold.
Okay, is anyone doing any professions tonight?
No.
Well, given that uh, Elro decided to make our camp a little warmer, more cozy, yes, I'm going to try to make some potions.
See, that's all she needs. She just needs a cozy place.
Something a little warmer than it was. Uh, I'm going to try and make two greater healing potions.
Okay. Can't make spells, but they can make potions that act like spells.
Okay. Well, that's not great, but
Give me a roll for the second one.
it's pretty much the same. Maybe my fingers are just too cold to do this tonight.
Yeah, with the first one, you're you're a little out of practice, and just about 3/4 of the way through, you accidentally crack one of the beakers or one of the tubes, and it just doesn't work. And once you crack it, it just kind of goes everywhere. Unfortunately, the second one, you don't crack anything, but you're not entirely sure what went wrong, but all you've got is gray sludge.
Well, I'll hand out the gray sludge if anybody wants it. No takers.
Verheye's backs away slowly. I've already been burnt. I don't need anything else. Thanks.
Well, that was 2 sets of supplies that were wasted, but
He asks how many you have.
I still have 8 more.
Unfortunately, that's 4 sets of supplies, because it's 2 sets each for the greater healing version.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so I have 6 left.
He gives you one set. So at least you have 7.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Arrow, as you are making the picture, it's coming out pretty well. The sound of Dorinda's tube vial suddenly breaking, and possibly her string of colorful words afterwards. I don't know. Maybe Dorinda didn't react that way. That's up to her. But surprised you a little. So there is a slight blur to a couple of the lines. But unless you're specifically comparing it to a perfect picture, which you are, you probably wouldn't even notice it.
Well, that will work for me. I have intentions for the other one, and that one I will keep. And then I will siphon a 3rd level spell for shits and giggles into the pen.
Bryce will bed down. Or he'll ask who's taking first watch, just so before he beds down.
Don't you normally take first watch?
Okay, he'll just get he'll start walking around camp, making sure everything's good.
Okay. I go ahead and bed down, start my trance.
If the outside want to know, I just breathe the loudest sigh of relief there is.
Why?
Because normally when I say something that, hey, Fry's gonna sleep, and then that, wait, no, I'm gonna pull shift, my perception rolls suck.
And maybe if you didn't say it first, you wouldn't get those.
I'll walk around, make sure there's enough firewood, stoke the fire, and just walk. Keep the action, listening to sounds.
Give me a second here.
Yeah, we probably should take a break pretty soon. This seems like a good time.
Yeah, it'll work. If you guys want to.
All right, I'm AFK. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, sorry about that.
What, another city was trying to beaver attack you?
They don't have war in Beaver in Timbertown, Timberwarren. Thank you very much.
Not yet. And when those loggers start coming by, there's gonna be war.
They don't have humans either. All the humans are dead. They destroyed themselves. Beavers have taken over.
So it's, just like Chippendale Rescue Rangers, but with beavers. Okay.
Is that what they're saying in the series? Because that's not the way it worked in the original series. Anyway, I guess we're all back since we're all talking.
Of course.
Okay, Redhead's taking first watch. The, inside this little alcove, it's pretty warm. And warm and dry and out of the wind, so it's a nice little cozy place. Um, Trying to think of something to happen tonight.
Okay. If nothing happens, then I wake up. Is there anything I better
Verheis,
know?
Verheis decides to step out to cool off a little bit and turns into an icicle.
Then falls down the mountain.
Oh, the guy's attack and he gets a couple of kills. He's happy. I see any light in the distance. And darkness.
All you see is darkness. Do you actually leave the cave?
Yeah, I walk out the cave. I step out of the cave, look around.
Okay. Probably about halfway through your watch. You're kind of 20 feet away from the cave, just kind of sitting there watching, looking around. Um, you kind of hear this scraping sound. And you turn and look back towards the cave. Just in time to see a very large bear sniffing around at the opening.
He mentally sees if he can connect with the female mace, and ask, is that something that you accept?
And in reply, it just kind of... You feel more than hear her tone. And it's just... You can tell that she's like... Finds the fact that you're asking very amusing. But she says, humanoids, dear.
And he backs away. He backs back into the cave, but he waits there. The bear wants to progress. It's fine. He can go a couple rounds, but if not, then he'll leave the bear alone. Because Elro may get mad. He watches it. What does the bear do?
You can hear the bear kind of huff and kind of lets out a very low growl. And it rears back, right in the entrance, it rears back on its hind paws and starts raking its claws against the stone. Elro and Dorinda, give me a perception check at disadvantage, please.
Without the guidance. Things sleep.
No, would I assume this was he was attacking me?
Give me an insight check. You have no clue. Um,
I ignite my mace and just sit there.
okay, Dorinda, you wake up um, to hear a low growl kind of vibrating through the little cave. And you kind of kind of raise your head, looking around confused, and you see Verheis with his back against one of the walls. He's just looking off towards the entrance. As you turn to look, the bear starts to rake its claws against the cave wall, the cave entrance, which at that point is when Elro wakes up, as the sound of raking his claws against the stone is what wakes you, Elro.
Alrighty then.
So what are you guys doing?
I will.
Elro. Let's not make too much sound. Maybe he'll go away.
I will crawl over to the doorway and kind of like act like a bear and scratch my maw, scratch my muzzle per se, and try and communicate it with it.
Okay. With that, they can't really talk to you, but you can talk to it. What do you want to tell it?
I will tell it. Um, I will tell it. We are here for the night. We do not want trouble. Please do not attack. We do not want to hurt you or your kind.
Okay, give me a... Give me persuasion check with advantage. Sorry, I was waiting for it to beep, but it didn't beep on me. Um, they're just kind of, it stands there with its paw up against the wall, kind of, you know, keeping its balance on its rear hind legs. And if it weren't for the fact that the bear seems angry, it would be almost comical. But the bear just kind of looks at you. Um, Considering your question, and after a few moments, it just kind of gives you kind of a almost a bark, and it drops down to its four legs, and giving the party as wide a berth as possible. It actually walks to the back of the cave and kind of drops down, and looks like it's kind of curling up at the back of the cave, about as far away from you guys as it can get.
Verhai says thank you. The Since the bear can understand spoken, he would hear it in his language. Oh,
Why would the bear understand spoken?
he was able to understand the growling of a tongue of the sun. So it's a spoken language.
No, I'm gonna say that's not really gonna work on that.
I mean, the speech of the beast, because it says creature.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's not gonna work on animals. I'm cool with that working on, any civilized language, but
Okay.
against animals that doesn't make sense to me. Sorry, no offense.
None taken. As the way saying goes, you the DM.
Okay. Okay. As you say thank you, the bear just kind of opens his eyes, looks back at you, and closes his eyes again.
Elro will say, "All good," and crawl back over. Well,
Bryce remains for the rest of the night and just relaxes, and then when it's time for Duranda to take over, he goes over and taps her on the foot.
Well, I wake up and first thing look back toward the bear, and it looks to me like he's snoring away. So,
You and the bear are sharing a cave. It's been a quiet night. He walks over and he says, he first asks, make sure you're awake and you're good to go.
okay, well, yeah, I think I'm okay. Stir the fire up a little more,
He walks over
and
and
then I say, it's probably a little too warm in here for that bear. Maybe it'll keep him asleep longer.
it'll work.
Okay.
Show your shift and wake me up if you need something.
Yeah, okay.
He walks over.
Well, I'm gonna. I got the or fire stirred up, so I'm gonna step outside and take in the night air.
It's
We'll
beautiful out there.
we'll see how it goes. But for right now, I'm okay. As long as that bear stays asleep, we're fine.
He laughs. He walks over and he gets into his trance and he gets ready to trance. And nods to Duranda and just goes into trance.
Uh-huh. Okay, so I go on outside and wander around a little bit. I found a rock out there about 20 feet from the cave opening. And I sit down there and look around and then look back at the cave. And look around and look back at the cave. And so far as I can see, there's nothing happening. And that's a good thing.
Yeah. It seems the rest of the night's pretty quiet. Um, Sometime about the middle of your shift, Dorinda, um, it unfortunately starts to snow again. Pretty hard.
Well, I sit there for a while and watch it build up. It's starting to cover everything again, all fresh new snow. And it just seems to keep coming. So after a while, I step back into the cave. and I stir the fire again just to, keep it nice and warm. And I step back against the wall of the cave and look around. That bear's still laying there sleeping. You can hear him snoring. Hope he stays that way. It's kind of amazing what Elro's able to do in talking to animals. Because I was just sure we were going to have to fight that bear.
He's pretty convincing. Um, did you say you went back into the cave?
Yes, right now I'm inside, sitting against the wall of the cave as far away from the bear as I can get, and keeping that fire between us.
Okay. Um, at one point, the bear kind of stands, stretches, turns around, and lays back down. Um, and that, the rest of your watch is pretty quiet, and it comes, morning comes, and your watch ends, and you wake up the others.
Yeah, I stir the fire up, go around and wake them all. Uh, all the time watching that bear. And I say, it's a nice warm cave we have here, but I'd just as soon leave it to the bear if you don't mind. And so with that, I pack up my gear and peek back outside, and I say, oh, by the way, it's snowing heavy again. And then I sit down by the wall, and my gear packed, clutched, ready to go. I'm waiting for the others.
Bryce gets his stuff together, stands up, and moves out. Waits for Elro to lead the way, and knows he's a little leery of him, so he stays in the back for right now. Tries to stay away from Elro as much as possible until Elro says he's okay again.
When we leave, I'm inclined to leave the fire burning, let it burn itself out, and maybe that will keep that bear warm and comfortable long enough that we can get away from here.
Okay, so morning has come. You said you guys are all packed up and ready to go?
As we're packing up, Elro will pull out one of his large vegetable rations and kind of place it near the bear as an offering as we take off.
That was nice of you. So, which way are we going today?
You know, the party was, well, Elro got the faint impression that your core is southeast. I'm sorry, southeast. East, southeast. Ugh. I'll get the right words eventually.
So as we leave the cave area, um, is there any more depressions of the cracks with all this fresh snow?
Good point. Um, Give me a survival check with advantage. Um, After, let's see, 15. You got to look for tracks. And how long are you going to be looking?
Um, Probably like 30 minutes or 15 to 30 minutes. Trying to.
Okay.
We were going that way, and they were going that way, and in reference to where we took off to get to the little alcove, um, trying to see any broken twigs. I know that we were getting out of the woods, and if there's any depression still left over or anything moved.
For heist will help.
Wow, Elro. Just, wow.
I agree. Crap that goes through my mind. It'd scare a lot of people.
Okay. Um, Okay, you're looking around for some sort of track, any kind of indication of where they might have been, or where they might have gone. And just as you're about to give up, you do notice that um, you notice the signs that someone's been that they were trying to hide their tracks. Um, and now that you know what to look for, you think you could probably continue to track them.
Now we'll head back over to the others, pick up Eagle, and turn back and go. They went that. They went that way.
Follows. Because he's lost pretty much. All north to him. And he regrets not picking up branches as he was coming up here.
How would that have helped?
We're in a blizzard. There's not many trees because we're already past tree line. Sticking a branch in the snow. At least it gives us, breadcrumbs to follow backwards.
Maybe.
True, but maybe it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I'll rely on Elro if you don't mind. I'll just keep following Elro. Make sure I don't let him get out of sight. And the heavier the snow falls, the harder that is.
Yeah, I think I would depend more on Elro than sticks in the snow.
I agree. I just as a secondary measure. Breadcrumbs.
Just like the age-old nursery rhyme. We get to wherever we're going, and we turned around, and we see one stick, two stick, three stick. Where's the rest of the sticks? Somebody's been grabbing them. Crap.
I was thinking of the
Freddie, how are you? No, that would be Jason. Sorry.
The winter beaver that was stealing all the sticks.
Oh my god.
Gotta love the teeth.
I was thinking more on the lines of the Hansel and Gretel story where they're leaving breadcrumbs so they can find their way back, and they turn around and see there's a creature following about 10 feet behind them, eating their breadcrumbs.
Yep, that's exactly where I went as well.
Okay. So you guys gonna head out towards the tracks? Are you going back the other direction or what? I'm sorry,
Following
I didn't.
tracks.
Okay. I'm assuming Elro's in lead, so Elro, give me a survival check and perception checks to see what you can see.
I don't have to see a whole lot as long as I stay close enough that I can see Elro.
And Eagle's not rolling because he's just closing his eyes to the snow since it's going a little bad and sticking his head in the elbows first. Nope.
And for the record, it's not actually blizzard condition, but it is snowing. Well, I guess in the mountains it would probably be pretty close to blizzard. So, um, Elro with his 30.
30.
7 plus guidance.
Oh, okay.
I touched myself and gave myself guidance.
I was looking at your perception, not your survival. So.
You're able to follow the tracks despite the fact that they appear to be. It looks as though someone has tried to hide them. Um, and you are glad that you noticed the tracks. Or let's see, how do I say this? You're glad that whoever's trying to hide them didn't do a very good job at first, because the longer you follow them, the harder it is to follow or to find them. But you do manage to continue.
Probably has something to do with the fact that it's snowing on top of that.
Pretty good chance. Are you guys still trying to do the catching up thing? I mean, I'm assuming you are, but just verifying.
I thought so.
Yep.
I'm just trying to keep up with Elro.
And within reason of going up a hill or a mountain. But yeah. Trying to be as hurried-ish as possible without losing everybody.
Okay. So you continue, or you head off to the east southeast. The travel is slick and Um, occasionally, you guys have to kind of clamber over these rocks with your bare hands and uh, you know, especially when they're ice cold, that can be a little hazardous. You can take a few scrapes to the knuckles and maybe a cut or two to the palm. Nothing terribly serious. Um, you kind of come to this small valley where you can get a chance to look down on I mean, just for reference, you guys have climbed probably 100 feet in the last 2 days since you started following this trail. And at this point, you're kind of looking down over this valley, this little valley it's probably about 20 feet down from where you are. And maybe 30 feet. But you're able to see um, these stark white animals moving around in the snow down there. Um, Specifically, you, Verheis, you can see that there are 3 of them, and they're almost invisible against the snow. If they weren't moving, you wouldn't even know they were there.
I quietly tap Dorinda, and I tap, move forward, tap Dorinda, move a little farther, tap Elro, and point exactly where I see him. You know, and I point for a few seconds, and then my finger slowly tracks them, just so that their eyes have a better chance of catching them. Uh, can I determine what race they are from where we're at, or are they still too far away?
Oh yeah, these animals are definitely similar to the big cats that you saw back in the forest. Only these ones are white as opposed to um, the dark brown of the ones in the forest.
I look at the tree line to see if I can see where the humans that were chasing were following them earlier, or the humanoids.
Okay, you kind of look around and you're you're not seeing them wherever they are.
And on my hand, on my hand, I walk across one hand, the palm of one hand with 2 fingers, and then do the I don't see the humanoid movement. And so I whisper, I think we lost them.
Spend a minute doing my primeval awareness. See if in the upcoming 5 miles I can sense the humanoids anywhere.
Okay. Um, just as a refresher, that tells you direction and distance
The primeval
and count, right?
awareness will primeval awareness will tune my senses to determine if my favored enemies, which would be elementals and humanoids, lurk nearby. Spending 1 minute in concentration. If they're within 5 miles of me, feature reveals which of your favorite enemies are present, their numbers, and the creature's general direction and distance in miles from me. And then natural explorer, while tracking other creatures, you also learn their exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area.
Okay. Um. Okay, you guys are kind of on this outcropping of rock, looking down into this small valley. Um. Verheis, you're not able to see the humanoids, and Elro, you kind of take your minute to um attune your senses to the surrounding environment, and you realize you're pretty much right on top of them. They're like about 10 feet below you, and maybe about 2 feet back.
I'll look over at Bryce and Dorinda and kind of look up and to the side over at Eagle and point down at where I think they are. And do the whole thing in the hand with my two fingers, and then point down.
Verheis motions for the bar, the warming bar or the stationary bar, and he gets it, and then he makes it to where it stays in place, and then he minds tying the rope around it, and mine's going down the cliff pretty much.
Okay, so you're using the immovable rod as a point to secure the rope.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he's just doing it so that if they think it's a great idea, great. So that hey, we can surprise them underneath without having to, hey, let's climb down. And I mean, Ferris can run down if you want to, but he looks at the two or the three to see what their opinion is.
And I look at Elro and put up 2 fingers and 3 fingers, and then kind of a shrug with my hands out like a question.
And he knows what a shrug means.
You're talking Elro speak.
Mm-hmm.
Could I tell, and since they're that close, could I tell exactly how many humanoids there were?
1.
That's interesting. I will hold up the finger 1. My pointer finger, not any other fingers.
And then I nod.
Before somebody
nod carefully.
takes it out of context.
And Verheis, since he starts to tie it, but he's doing it slowly, just in case somebody, and he's looking at them like, "Are we doing this?" And he's tying it on there, making it secure, so that we can do this.
So we're going to suspend ourselves from this rod that's just suspended in midair. Interesting. You think we can get to the cave below us without making any noises and giving any warning?
Verheis nods.
Elro shrugs.
He points to himself going first, and then everybody else following.
The trouble with that is that he isn't even going to try to talk. He's just going to kill.
No, he shakes his head, Oh yeah, because he sees the look of questionable dubiousness in Dorinda. Shakes his head. He shows that he doesn't have the mace in his hand. And it's like, but he is prepared for it. He's not in. He holds his hand up and shows that it's straight. It's not shaking like he's having withdrawals.
I still don't believe him. Hopefully, Elro's going to try to talk.
With his shrug.
Zelro, because Zelro does so well with humanoids.
Well, I can try to talk to him if I speak their language.
Verheist gets it all ready for you guys, and then he prepares to go down over the side.
And by the time we get down there, it'll all be over. And
And since we're doing this, he goes over.
mhm. I'm not sure we can trust Elro or Verheis.
That's okay. Verheist is already gone. What do I see, Jeff?
I
Hello?
got a phone call. Give me a second. Sorry.
Okay, we got a few moments out of character. Hey, Verheist was good. He didn't kill the bear, all right?
That's mostly because your whatever it is didn't want a bear soul.
Yeah, but you guys don't know that. He did not kill the bear. That's all that's important.
I'm back. Sorry. Okay, so last I heard, Verheis is suggesting you guys were going to go down, and Dorinda was saying she's not sure she trusts him.
And right about that time, he went over the edge.
Verheis went over the edge.
Yep.
And
Okie doke.
hopefully Elro's going to follow right away.
Elro will follow right away.
Okay, and I'll follow behind. So that puts us on a ledge in front of a cave. That was a question mark.
Yes, I know. I'm doing like 5 things at the same time.
Well, you do that better than I do.
Okay. There is a very small cave behind you, but Verheis, as you come over the edge, you see 2 people standing there, and they're just staring at you, shocked, as you start to climb down the rope. There are 2 people standing there. One is wearing, he looks human, and he's wearing white leather armor with a white fur cloak with the hood up. And the other one is, she looks elven, and essentially looks like she's wearing a bikini. And she is barefoot.
Verheis will go into the cave.
There's not really much of a cave. It's just kind of a ledge, and they're standing there. They were looking down at the animals, and now they are looking at a elven monk hanging from a rope above them, or kind of right out in front of them.
Okay, he will swing over to where he can get on the ledge. Hopefully.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check. Okay, you do it with ease. And you look really cool doing it.
And he holds it at least the best he can so that the others can come to the ledge as well without having to fall all the way down to the bottom of the hole.
Okay, who's next? Down the rope.
Elro.
Okay. Verheis, give me an athletics check. Okay. You're holding the rope, and suddenly you feel the sudden weight of Elro starting to climb down, and it almost pulls you off the ledge. But you manage to strain against the rope and regain your balance and pull the rope up to you. And you allow him to climb down the rope to the ledge with ease.
And I continue to hold it once we get Elro situated. I continue to hold it with while Dorinda comes down, shaking his head, looking at saying something about Elro. One.
Oh, and the 2 of them watch again, even more stunned, as a giant Elro comes down this rope.
I scratch my head and then I give a toothy grin.
Is that still in effect? That whatever that aura thingy that whatever.
I would imagine. I don't know. It's a minute, so however long it took us to get a bar out, tie a rope, and climb down. Maybe, maybe not.
Well, um, you're very sure that there was only one that you detected.
So you don't detect elves?
Magical item.
There might be something like that too. She is wearing a bikini and it's 40 below.
I mean, out of character, it could be that they have some type of magic so that I can't track them. There could be um, an item, something like that. It also could be that they're one of them's undead or something along that
Yeah,
line.
that's what I was thinking of. Natural immunity.
Anyway, while you're scratching your head over that, I say, Verheis, hold on to that rope tight. And I slide down the rope. And, you're probably going to want
Do I have to
to
roll again?
see if I've got the skill for this.
Well, if you're just gonna slide down, then yes, acrobatics check.
Well, he's standing there holding the rope, and the other end is anchored against nothing. So it should be good and taut. It ought to be easy to slide down. And it seems like I can.
Yeah, you just slide down just like you've been doing it all your life.
Okay, so I don't have to do another athletics.
Nah, she's like a third the weight of Elro.
Her coming, incoming type of thing. So I move out of the way so she can land.
Okay. Besides, you're kind of expecting her. You weren't exactly expecting Elro. Yeah.
Okay, so here we stand facing these two creatures. Can you talk to them, Elro? Or
I low.
do we need to?
You need to because you're the one that is. Elro doesn't talk to humanoids. He doesn't like them, and I'm more likely to tick them off than to say hi to them. So, because I look ugly, so maybe you'll do better.
Well, maybe. I speak up and say hello and an elvish because I realize that the woman appears to be elvish. Then say, hello, my name is Dorinda. Who might you be? And wait for an answer. After a little bit, it's pretty obvious that they don't speak
Oh,
Elvish.
stop. Give me a minute. Okay. Like,
I will say, out of character, I've been waiting to do something like this since we first got that stick.
okay. They say they kind of look at you Dorinda and look at each other, and they look back at you. And the elven female looks to the human and says something in a very, oh god. My damn dog just scared the crap out of me. I was looking down, my eyes closed, trying to say this stuff. And I just opened my eyes and she's just there, looking at me. It's like, seriously? Damn ninja dog. Anyway, she says something in a very, very guttural language that, you've probably heard Elros speak in a few times. And then the human responds to her in the same language. And they both kind of chuckle a little. And for you, Elro, she asked, why is she speaking to me in Elven?
What
And,
did she say to him?
well, if you listen, I'd be telling you that. That's what I was in the middle of telling you when you interrupted.
No, I meant with to her partner is what I asked.
Yeah,
That's what he's saying right now.
that's literally what I was saying when you interrupted.
Oh, I thought she was talking to Elro, so that's sorry.
No. We are you with your tongue of the sun and moon, and me with a specific language that I have, are hearing what she has said to the human.
Yes.
Okay, now I understand.
You guys understand. Why is she talking to me in Elven? And then he says, I think she probably thinks you're an elf. And they both kind of chuckle. And then, she turns and speaks to you in common. She says, she says, greetings to you as well. My name is Josh Traska. This is my partner here is Darton. Yes, it's a good girl. You didn't scare the crap out of me this time.
Elro will speak in Draconic and say, I'm guessing that's what it was. Wux
Yes.
Tierbork Evok Vin Vekistin, which says, you do look like an elf.
What language is it?
Draconic.
Not that you would know that. You just understand it. You don't know
I
what
understand.
language
You
it
know,
is.
I understand the languages. I guess I wouldn't know what language. It's just more of a question.
It's a good girl. And she will respond to you also in Draconic. Not everyone is perfect.
Toothy grin and a shrug.
And she will return to speaking to Rinda in common and say, may I have the pleasure of your names, please?
Yes, I am Dorinda, and this tall hunk of muscle here is Elro,
I'll roll away.
and this other little shorter fellow is uh, Verheis.
And Verheis points to Eagle up top so you can introduce him.
Yeah, and then Eagle is the fellow who is on Elro's shoulders.
Right now, Eagle is holding on to Elro, looking down the cliff, and saying, "You did that without letting me off?"
Well, you're little. You're not going to weigh too much.
He's stationary. He just nods and just stays there.
Okay. She will also turn back to Elro in common. Well, as you introduce yourself, she'll say, "It's a pleasure to meet such an eclectic group in such an out of the way place, out of the way location."
Yes. By the way, we do all speak common. We don't all speak Draconic.
To be honest, I'm surprised any of you do. And she looks to Elro and says, "Your pronunciation is considerably well taught. How did you learn such a uncommon language?"
I study. I oh, I'm trying to think of words. I
It's almost as hard to sound less intelligent as it is to sound more intelligent.
yes. Um. Oh, what am I trying? I'm trying to say like I worship, but not worship. I study or worship or under somebody. Um.
Trained.
Yeah. Kinda. Um. I study ways of IO.
I see.
Am I the only one that said that didn't sound good?
What?
The way she said "I see" is just one of those things. It did not sound like a good thing.
That is not who I thought it was.
IO.
Okay.
That IO that you didn't think of who it was.
Yeah, I was thinking, Ao is who I was thinking of. Ao,
Gotcha.
who is the original god of Abertoral. And he is basically who all other gods descend from. So, I they're very very similar naming names. She says, "I see. It's very unusual for one of your kind to worship Io."
That's 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 the I love Reagan.
Well, um, and she kind of looks over the three of you and says, "If you don't mind me asking, why is such an eclectic group here in the middle of nowhere? Surely it can't be a coincidence that you happen to stumble upon the only other people for miles."
Verheis looks over and says, "We were searching for a group of gnomes that are supposedly in this area near a cave. We don't know where the cave is, so we're just searching."
Elro will pipe in. Um, Head north. See cat print. See your print. Make sure cat okay.
She kind of gives you a very confused look and says, "So not only do you speak a very uncommon language, but you also protect wildlife, especially those that are more than capable of protecting themselves?"
Welcome to Elro.
Toothy grin.
Verheis is nodding as he says this and pointing.
word that honestly comes to my mind thinking of Elro is anomaly.
I'm sorry, say that again?
A word that I'm thinking of that is like describing Elro right now. Anomaly.
Me, I'm thinking he
One
should be a monk. You know,
one in
refuse to kill anything.
who knows, maybe that'll be my third class third multi-class when we hit level 70 in this campaign. As White just shakes his head.
61, man, 61.
70?
You've been around me long enough. I'm gonna get you to become a monk. I've been around Eagle enough that I'll become a, a rogue then.
Oh, that started way before Eagle.
Yeah. And, she looks like she's about to say something else to you. And then a kind of a stiff breeze blows through. And she suddenly turns to Verheis. And she says, "You, what order are you?" "You seem familiar."
Way of the open hand.
"From what monastery?"
Sorry, Order of Templars. Uh, the order of the old order of Templars. And it doesn't look like I ever Way of the Cobalt Soul.
"No, your way of the open hand."
Well, I know, but that's who my instructor was.
"Oh, gotcha. Do you remember the name of your monastery?"
I'm looking at it. It doesn't look. He says one. There, that's the best way to answer that one.
"Make one up and type it in." Just like add it at the bottom of your bio or something. "Yes, I know of that one. Something tells me we'll be seeing each other again." And she turns back to Elro and says, um, "I'm not sure why you are protecting these great cats, but I have need of hunting them. And while I have no doubt that your party would provide little challenge to myself and my companion. I would rather not engage. I would rather not engage you, as I really don't want to spend more time hunting these cats than I have to. And the sounds of combat are likely to spook them. So, I will simply bid you adieu, and my companion and I will depart. And without even waiting for a response, she turns and nods to Darton, and they both turn and start to climb down the cliff face down into the valley.
I said, wait. Why are you hunting these cats?
Because their pelts are quite luxurious.
Bryce is looking at at Elro.
Elro has a grimace on his face at the moment.
So
But
you would skin the cats and throw the body to carrion? That's wrong.
It is your choice to believe that. It is my choice not to care. And again, she turns and starts to climb down the cliff.
Elro will put a hand on Dorinda and a hand on Verheis's shoulder and just hold them back for the moment. With restraint, like he really wants to go after her right now, but yeah.
Does anyone pay attention to them as they climb down?
Bryce does. He's paying attention because he's seeing how they climb.
Okay, he seems to be very careful climbing down, and he's got this these two. They're essentially daggers, but they're more utility than weapon. That he literally stabs into the rock to help him climb down. Kind of like those suction cup things that you use to climb smooth surface like glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's using that to climb down. And she's literally just dropping from ledge to ledge to ledge. Like, she has absolutely no fear of heights. And she seems to be uncharacteristically agile.
History check or insight check. Would he notice anything about her being a monk?
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Crap, you had to say insight. Please, 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 please. Yeah, I didn't think so.
No clue.
Anything she's wearing that it would spike me? Nah, never mind. I already checked.
Actually, I take that back. You are convinced she is a monk. And what about what she's wearing? You said you already rolled for that?
I did the perception and the investigation when I first came onto the cliff.
Oh, I never even said anything about those. I didn't even see them. Didn't know anything about them.
That's that's what I wrote down exactly. I was like, okay, when he comes on the thing and he sees him while he's holding the rope, he's doing the full once over on him.
Oh, well, I gave you a description of what they were wearing, so that will be that, because
I say she's a monk.
Yeah, she's an elf. Her skin seems to be, considering you can see most of it, seems to be undamaged. Like, you don't see any scars or tattoos or anything like that. Um, and she's literally wearing what amounts to a bikini, um, conveniently made out of fur.
I let the two know about what I'm seeing or what I've noticed while she's going down. That she has monast monastic uh,
Tendencies.
yeah,
Bearing.
thank you. That's what I was looking for. Tendencies, and I would, and as she's heard of my monastery, I'm pretty sure that with the way she said it, she is either a aligned with the dark or neutral.
Okay, and look at the others and say, what do we do? Do we try to stop her?
Elro, with a hand on each of your shoulders, as soon as she is out of earshot, will say, your Shikara warned me. Not all, not all friendly, not all worth after, not all worth fight.
You saying you think she's as powerful as Greshkara?
Elro shrugs. Maybe more info first.
They seem more powerful than we are. But you never know. There's more of us and we're bigger.
Well, Alro's bigger.
Well, so
El-
is Verheis.
Elro will
Verheis picks up a bow and aims at the cats.
try and push the bow down and lower it.
Okay, both of you give me dexterity checks.
This is gonna be cool.
Okay, Verheis, you get to do whatever you were planning to do before Elro gets to you to push down the bow. If you want to, or you can let Elro intercede.
He'll allow Elro to intercede, and he looks at Elro. I was going to warn them.
Elro, with a very sullen face, will say, lesser fight. Not not worth us die. Want save cat. Not want enemy her. And he'll
He
kind of do a balancing hand kind of thing.
he looks at Elro, and he doesn't know how far. Since it's a spell, he doesn't know Can you warn them with a spell? Danger?
Me, not this far.
He grabs the rope and he starts climbing up, then shaking his head. Actually, he goes, "Okay, where do we go from now? Because I have no idea where we're going, and you're good at this." Eagle's
Or
like watching everybody go down. He's like, "I think I'm scared of heights." Yep, I think I'm scared of heights.
Laura will kind of, in a resigned way, guess go find small one.
So tempted to use the mace, but I haven't killed anything yet, so I can't.
Elro will send to Grishikara, uh, met Yashtraska Darton, not sure Dragon, speak same in form of elf, kind of as a question.
Okay, he said, met Yastroska and Darton. I'm not sure if Dragon speaks same.
Speaks same, like speaks Draconic, speaks
Okay. What was the rest of it?
in form of elf. Kind of,
Said
kind of like,
it was a question.
yeah, kind of like a question, like confused because all the dragons that I've seen to this day are Grishikara and their sibling, and the fairy dragons, which, although tiny, were still dragons.
Verheist really wants to go fight the other monk.
Even with your magic mace, you'll probably lose.
Yeah, Verheist doesn't pay attention to losing winning.
Why would he lose?
It just strikes me that her knowledge of weaponry and her abilities are advanced over ours. And
That's opinion. We don't know.
well, that's true. We don't, but you saw how they went down the mountain.
Verheist can go down the mountain that easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, he could.
Okay.
Verheist could literally just jump.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
wouldn't even need to climb the mountain.
Yeah. And what was his name? Uh, her companion,
Darton.
Darton. Okay. He was using those knife things to climb with. What kind of a weapon is that?
It's basically a
Batons.
piton on, you know, it's a little more fancy than a piton, but, you hold it in your hand and you stab it into the wall. lower yourself down a little bit further and pull it out of the wall and step it down lower. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it would take a massive amount of upper body strength, but
Or some other kind of material that slips easily into the wall.
that too.
Hmm. I don't know. I'm just a little concerned about them.
Or a whole lot of
And
faith in your
yeah,
companions.
it could be. And maybe I um, misjudged, but I just don't want you guys to get hurt, even though I'd never admit it.
Nice.
But he's standing there. He's looking at Elro, looking at these guys, and he's looking at Elro. And
Elro looks really, really resigned right now, like torn between saving the cats or sacrificing the cats and saving face with a possible dragon.
Not to mention, he has kind of a blank look on his face at the moment.
Yeah, well, you know, whatever happens, I'll do whatever Elro decides to do.
faith, no faith, I tell you.
The response comes back from Grishkara, and he says, or they say, I don't recognize those names. Are you sure she was a dragon? Turning into a humanoid is not an easy task. She is either quite old or very skilled. Be careful, little one. I have no idea if that was 25 letters or words or not, but
Yeah, I'll send another one and um kind of explain. Yashtraska sound dragon? Not well, not sure since one humanoid to there.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Damn. Gotta wait for this role play out.
Yashtraska does sound like a dragon's name. And a dragon in humanoid form would not be considered a humanoid to most spells. Be careful.
I'll let go of the shoulders and explain to the others. Just talk, Grishkara. If she dragon who look like you, kind of motioning towards both Dorinda and Verheis, mean older or practiced or power. Not good. Go after.
Verheis looks at Elro and says, "Can you, since we are able to see them, can you determine which one's the real human?"
White.
Give me an insight check. Elro.
Nice.
You are 100% convinced Yastroska is a dragon, and Darton was a human. Was a humanoid. Well, human.
That's why you only sensed one humanoid.
Verheis shakes his head. Really want to fight a dragon monk. Really want to fight a dragon monk. But nods and then starts climbing up the hill. Wait, no, he has. Okay, where are we headed now? Asked this before, we never got the answer. Do I need to go up there and get the warm pole? And we go somewhere from here? Do we go down? What do we do?
Everyone look at Drenda and small people. Or small ones. Kind of in a question mark.
Which realm is this in, Jeff? Forgotten Realms or what?
Sure. Why? Hey, Daisy. Shame on you. Why?
Just
What's
like
up?
looking at monk monasteries.
Oh, just make one up, dude. I mean, you can use one of those if you want, and you just make one up.
AFK.
Let's give him a second to come back. I think we're waiting on an answer from Dorinda anyway, aren't we?
Yep.
Thanks for that.
For what?
This guy posted something to me.
Oh, gotcha. Did you share the link with him that I sent to you?
Oh,
What?
The link I sent to you, Oro?
oh, is that supposed to be a link? That SKP2 sham whatever?
Yes.
Okay, it didn't come up as a link. I thought you, like, laid your hand on the keyboard and accidentally hit enter. That's why I was like, oh, really? You don't say.
That explains your response.
I'm back.
Hi. Welcome back. I believe we were waiting on a response from Dorinda that Elro asked. Oh, go ahead and ask it again, Elro.
So Elro just kind of looks at Drendo after Verheis posed the question of where we're off to now. Elro will look at Drenda and go, kind of shrug and go, small ones?
Yes, small ones.
Look at Verheis and point up, and he will pull the rope taut so that the three of y'all can go up, and he'll be the last one going up.
Okay, quick question. Can I just run up this thing?
You are welcome to try. It will be a fairly steep acrobatics check.
Well, I didn't know about my, run on surfaces.
You can run across liquid surfaces or up a mountain or up a flat surface or a vertical surface. There's nothing in there that says anything about running up ropes.
No, I don't mean ropes. I meant the mountain.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
Okay, then if I'm able to do that without doing a roll, yes, I run up the mountain. Just because Dorinda said, well, she can do that. And I was like, yeah, I can run it up, so what?
I was literally on any other character, I'd be like, show off.
He looks over and says, where you guys at?
You really trying to show off? We'll take care of it in our own way, and we'll get there. And I start to climb.
He makes sure that the rope stays between the poles, or, on the pole in the center instead of, sliding, anything like that.
Well, that's nice of you. I get to the top, step off. Eagle, it's your turn.
Eagle scamples up as fast as he can.
But he's 2 feet tall.
2.5.
Pardon me.
Sure, he'll
2.5.
get up there quicker than I will.
He does the famous, he kisses the ground when he gets up and scoots away from the edge.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't like other people RPing other people's characters, because that's not something that he's going to have to stick to. And maybe he doesn't want his character to be afraid of heights.
We'll just say he makes it up there. And then Elro goes. and this will be fun. What, acrobatics or athletics?
Um,
Verheis will go down again to where the cliff is, and he'll hold the rope just so he holds it still while he's climbing up to give him help.
athletics, because you're climbing with using your strength. I'm assuming you're not just kind of scampering up like the other two did.
Like Eagle, yeah. I used acrobatics. Very good chance that I could fall down the cliff and Verheis's mace would go, a wasted soul.
Yo,
Okay, that very, very easily climbs up the wall or the rope. Okay, so you guys are at the top of the cliff. Do you guys want to... And you guys still have about... $5 of travel time left.
Okay, I think the best guess we have of where this cave, mine, or whatever it is right here. So I think we should travel northwest from where we are.
It will travel back the path that we... I would imagine we would travel back the path that we made up to this little valley.
Yeah,
And
back
then-
to where the bear cave is.
Yeah, and then see if there's a path we can follow that will go off that direction ish, or
Okay.
like whatever, something whatever like that.
Mhm.
If not, then we will pop down that way and then up and around.
Okay, whatever you think. You're the leader.
Verheis asks Elro to pull out his map and point about where we would be on the map to where we're supposed to be going, since he's the best at identifying where we are.
He does not have a map of the area.
Elro will
No.
specifically say, not draw this yet, not be here.
Okay.
Again, Elro, I'll follow you.
He follows Dorinda.
Okay, so you start heading back towards the bear cave. Takes you actually that would be about the extent of your travel for um today. Getting back to the bear cave.
So let's hope that bear decided to move on. And we can have a nice warm camp again tonight.
All us.
Okay. That survival check is the trip back to the bear cave.
Yes.
Okay. You start heading back towards the bear cave, and the heavy snowfall has made following your own path very difficult. Um, a couple times you kind of start going the wrong direction, but with some work you're able to um, maneuver yourself back onto the right track. Um, and Elro, it's up to you whether or not you want to make that look like your intention or um, let them realize that you weren't doing a very good job.
They're following Elro, so I don't think that Elro's really going one way or the other with that. But there's definitely confliction on his face, so that's probably distracting him.
That makes
Verheis
sense.
wouldn't notice because he's following in snow. So he assumes he's going to. All he sees is the trail Elo is making.
Okay. Um. So as it is, you have to actually travel about an hour and a half past sundown to get back to the cave, which you know is there. Do you actually want to get to the cave? I mean, I'm assuming it's
Yeah.
probably okay. Um. Okay, you get back to the cave, and you kind of peek inside. It appears to be empty. No giant fur-covered rocks in the back.
And I grab some more wood and start the fire again. And with that slab of rock, it's fairly warm.
You get Verheis will start his fire as base on fire.
I'm sorry?
If there's no wood to get because of above tree line, Verheis will start his mace on fire.
Gotcha.
Too bad you can't just burn it up and be done with it.
Okay, I'm trying to write the synopsis in 140 words or less. Sorry, 150 characters or less. So,
That's going to be tough.
yeah, so what did we do today?
Travel. Find cave. Meet bear. Follow tracks. Possibly meet dragon and
Humanoid
human.
dragon.
Sacrifice poor kitties. Travel back to cave.
And followed. And the only thing I would add is in the beginning, follow tracks to have an altercation to altercation with the bear, and then move forward from what he said.
I suspect that's going to be too many characters.
Interaction with a bear, a dragon, and a humanoid, and rock climbing. Still want to wrestle or fight monk. That has just been fun.
You might still get a chance.
Oh, I know he will. She's already said she's going to come say hi to me again. They did pick that up. So she knew I could talk her language. I think
But
that's
you
monk.
only can because of a spell she had. Or you had.
Well, I know, but I'm saying if she's a monk and it's actually a monk skill, not a way of the open hand skill. I can't remember which one it is. She knew I could speak her language, or had the possibility of speaking her language.
So if she's a dragon, she's pretending to be an elf and wearing a bikini. That I would guess is a way of distracting her opponents.
She's a
How's that?
dragon. She is a dragon who's also a monk. So she was in monk attire.
Hi, Tana.
Well, I'm
Thank you.
just suspecting that she's using that appearance as a way to distract her humanoid attackers. And after all, think about it, Verheis. What's the first thing you noticed when she was standing there on the ledge?
There was two people. Even noticed what she was wearing because it was one of those where your character also doesn't wear any clothes either. So think about it. I was more like, there's two people here, not one. There's two.
How's that um, synopsis? If you hover over the party icon.
Sounds good to me.
Really good.
I miss any important details.
Nope.
Seems like you got it pretty well. And 150 characters is not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only have 4 in our party.
But
Ha ha.
okay, turning off the recording.